The next thing we want to do is whenever we select something, some cell, what I want to do is to deselect my cell, and not only, I want to also dismiss my table view so that we go back to our previous screen. So let's do a check here. So we want to check if our search controller is active. So say if search controller is active, so we are in a search state, and we have an else here. Right, in case if we are active, first we need to dismiss our search controller, and only then we need to dismiss our view controller. So we say search controller dot dismiss, and animated is gonna be true, and completion, what we want to do when we complete dismissing our search controller, I hit enter on it, and I want to dismiss my view controller as well. So I say self dot dismiss animated true. This. And completion, actually we won't want to do anything here. And in case if our search controller is not active, all I want to do is say self dot dismiss through completion. No, we don't want to put anything there, or you can just say completion nil. Okay, so this will dismiss our table view. If we run now, we should see this. So if I choose some kind of city, and Nicosia, this time it shouldn't save, of course, and it will dismiss, and we will come here. This is the place where we want to see all our currently available locations that our user should see the weather for. So we want somehow to get the location we just saved, the new location, and pass from that view to this view. This is where we will do in our next lectures. But right now, I just want to make sure that dismissal is working. Just also one more thing we want to do is, if there is nothing, let's say I have changed my mind, I want to just go back. Currently, I don't have any option of going back to my previous screen. So we need some kind of action as well here. So what I want to do is to be able to tap on my table view here, and that this will take me back to my previous screen. So let's go on top here, and we are going to create a function to set up gesture recognizers. So I'm going to do it right under my setup search controller. So I will say private func setup tap gesture, and let's call this also in our view did load. Let's do actually load user defaults, we move up, and not even here, we want to load user defaults inside a different function. View did appear. So whenever our view appears, we want to call super view did appear animated, and we pass our animated parameter from here, and then we want to call load from user default. So in case if we reload our screen, we want to get the latest locations saved into our locations array. And in our view did load, right before my load location from CSV, I want to say setup gestures. So we set up our tab gesture, and inside our setup tab gesture, we want to create a tab gesture. This is going to be equals to UI tab gesture recognizer, and the target is going to be our view. So we say self, and selector, which is our action, is going to be hash selector, and the function name that we want to call every time our user taps a table view. I'm going to call this table tapped, and currently this will give me an error because there is no such function called table tapped, but we are going to do it in a second. So we say self dot table view dot background view is equals to UI view, which is an empty view, and then we want to add a tab gesture to our table view. So we say self dot table view dot background view dot add gesture recognizer, and we're going to pass our tab here, which is a gesture recognizer. So this is all we need to do our setup table tab gesture. And now I need to create this function because my compiler is complaining that I don't have this function yet. So I'm going to create this, and I need add object C in front of my function name, because this is an Objective-C style selector, and we require to have Obj-C in front of the function. So say func table tabbed, and this doesn't return or take any parameters. So all we need to do here is actually the same thing we are doing here. We check if we have a search controller active, we dismiss it, and then we dismiss our view. So let's check if this is working. So right now I don't have anything here. If I tab, it dismisses, which works. And let's search for something. And if I tab again, it dismisses and it works. So currently we have this code written twice because we are using the functionality. And the clean and the proper way of doing this would be just to get rid of this here. I'm going to create a function. Let's do this right before my class finish. I'm going to say private func dismiss view, and we put the code here. So we can call this dismiss view here, and also in our tab gesture, so we don't have to retype the code. So let's see if this works. We run again, and plus button here, just click, it dismisses. Let's just select some kind of city, and it dismisses as well. So our code is working properly, our tab gesture is working. Whenever we want to just get rid of the view there and come back to the previous view, we can just tab and it will take us here.